Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video let's talk about the differences between the SQL and the DAX language in terms of selecting columns. So the DAX language, which basically is a functional language of Power BI, Power Pivot and the SQL Server Analysis Services, is actually a complete functional language itself. So meaning that whenever you write a code in DAX, all of that code is basically comprising of functions only. So one function calls it another function and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, the whole code is just one single function call. But even though it looks like that the DAX is a functional language, but behind the scenes, when the DAX engine actually tries to retrieve the data from the DAX engine, which is storage engine, the code is actually converted into a SQL format, which is actually known as XMSQL. So I'm also going to show you that XMSQL code in a moment, but let's start by writing the code for selecting columns in both SQL and the DAX language. So for this example, I'm using a Contoso Retail Data Warehouse that has been provided by Microsoft, and I'm going to use the same database in both Power BI and as well as SQL Server. So let's first start by writing the code of selecting columns in SQL. So the first thing that I will do is simply set a reference to the database that I want to use. So I'm simply writing use Contoso Retail Data Warehouse and go. And to select the columns, I'm going to use the products table. So I can write select star from data modeling dot products product. So if I press F5, you can see that I have received multiple columns from that table, and the number of rows are 2517 rows. So this was the very basic query that you can write in SQL to select columns or the table. And now let's see how we can write the same exact code in DAX so that we can select the columns or the table. So I can go back to Power BI, and in the external tools, I need to use the tool which is known as DAX Studio. I can also write the code inside Power BI, but I also want to show you that behind the scene, the code is actually getting converted into a SQL format. So to be able to write and execute the code in DAX, the first keyword that we need to write is evaluate, which simply retrieves the table, column or a row. So let's write products, and if I press F5 and execute the code, you can see that I get a table which is exactly the same as I have seen in my SQL Server. The only difference here is that in SQL the data is sorted by the product key automatically, but in case of DAX, the data is actually sorted by the DAX engine so that it can actually compress all the columns. There is no control of us to be able to sort the columns. So in order to do a sort manually, what we can do is simply write order by products product key. So if I press F5, you can see that the column is now sorted in an ascending order. And to show that the code that we are actually writing, the evaluate products, is similar to the code that we have written in T-SQL, let's go to the server timings tab and let's turn that on, and it will open another pane in the bottom row. So if I select that and press F5 once again, you can see that SQL has executed a code which is selecting, the DAX engine has executed a code which is actually selecting all the columns of the products table, which is exactly similar to writing select star from data modeling dot product. So that's what I wanted to show you, that behind the scene the code is actually executing in a SQL format only, even though internally this is a binary text, but for us it is converted so that we can read it. And now let's see how we can select only single columns or one or more than single column. So let's write the T-SQL code first. So I'm going to write select product key. First of all, let's write the from part data modeling dot product, and I'm going to select the product key, the brand column and the color column. So if I select this code and press F5, you can see that I only get 3 columns with the same number of rows. And to do that in the DAX, what we can do is go to the DAX Studio. Now there is no option of selecting the columns by writing a SQL code, and the select equivalent in DAX is select columns. So let's write that function, and in the first argument we need to provide the table from which we want to extract the columns, And from the second argument onwards, the first argument needs to contain the name of the table, name of the column that we want to extract. So I'm going to write product key, and then I'm going to extract the product key column, product key, and then I want the brand, so I can write products brand. Then let's extract the color column, and it gets products color. Let's close select columns, and let's press F5 so that we can execute the code. And in this case, let's remove the products table, because this product key column is actually referencing this column that I have included in the double quotes, so I cannot execute it with the prefix of products, so I need to remove that. And if I press F5, you can see that I get exactly 2517 rows and my 3 columns. And if I go to the server timings tab, you can see that internally it executes select product key, brand and color. It also gets a row number, which is generally used for optimization purposes, but that is not what we are concerned with. All I wanted to show you is that the code for extracting the column is exactly the same both in the DAX and in the T-SQL. So now let's take a look at how we can extract distinct values from these columns that we have already selected. So let's go back to the SQL Server, and in case of SQL, what we all need to do is simply write distinct. But I also need to remove the product key column from this table that I am retrieving, because the product key column in this data is the primary key, and there is no duplicate value in that table. So if in case I use the distinct function, it will return the exact same values or the number of rows. So you can see that with the distinct function I am getting 2500 rows, but if I remove that and select that and press F5, I get only 111 rows. So these contains only the distinct pairs of brand and color. So let's go back to the DAX Studio so that we can execute the same command. And if I go back to DAX Studio, all I need to do is simply wrap this code inside distinct. Let's indent that so that we can read it easily. And just like T-SQL, I also need to remove the product key column from here as well. And now I can remove the order by clause. And if I press F5, you can see that I get 111 rows with unique combinations of Contoso and the silver color or the colors column. And if I go to the server timings tab, you can see that we get select products brand from and products color from the products table, but there is no distinct clause inside that XML code. So the reason is that whenever a column is selected inside the DAX engine, a group by or a unique clause is actually implicit. So the DAX engine doesn't explicitly write group by or distinct inside that XML that is executed. So therefore we are not seeing any group by or the distinct clause. And now let's go back to SQL Server. So using distinct is one of the ways of getting the distinct values in SQL, but in case if you do not want that, you have the options of using the group by clause. So I can write group by brand and the color. If I select that code and press F5, you can see that I still get the exact same number of rows with the unique combination of both brands and color, or I can say unique existing combination of brand and color. Let's go back to DAX Studio. So instead of distinct in DAX, what we can use is summarize function. And in the next argument, so this is the first argument of summarize. In the next argument, I need to provide these columns. So I can write brand and color. And if I press F5, I get the same result with 111 rows. And if I go to server timings tab, you can see that there is no difference between writing select products brand products color and writing select brand color grouped by the brand and color column. And you can also notice that there was no difference between distinct, the query that was executed for the distinct function and for the summarize function. So in SQL, you are actually limited by 2 or 3 methods of grouping the rows, but in case of DAX, we have multiple methods. So let's see another way of grouping the same table that we have inside summarize and getting the same exact number of rows. And the another function that I'm going to use is called group by. So let's write group by. So there is actually a difference between group by and summarize, but I'm not going to cover in this video because it is all about selecting columns. So let's press F5, and you can see that I get exact same number of rows, as well as the code that is executed is still the same as we have seen in case of distinct, summarize, and the group by. And the last function that I'm going to show you that is used for selecting columns or grouping the columns is called summarize column. So let's replace that code, and I'm going to write summarize columns. And in the first argument, we do not need to provide any table, just need to write the column name. So I can write products brand and products color. And all I need to do is simply close that and press F5. And if I go to the results pane, you can see that I get 111 rows with the exact same number of values and the same values. And if I go to the server timings tab, the code that is executed is still the same as we have seen in case of distinct, summarize, group by. So that was how you can use both SQL and DAX to select columns from your data. And in the next video, we will see how we can select columns from different tables by using joins in both DAX and SQL. So I will see you in the next video, and until then, have a great day.